What's up, everybody? Couch Mills here, coming at you with a brand new Overwatch video. And in this video, we're going to be breaking down everything we know about Overwatch 2. There's an Overwatch 2 press conference coming this Saturday that you're definitely going to want to see. We got to talk about all the crazy changes that are going to be in that, including the fact that there is going to be a Sombra and Bastion rework that we got to talk about, and just covering every little bit of info we know about Overwatch. There's a lot to talk about, so let's make sure we jump into the video and go to the GameLeap website if you want to dominate in the rest of Overwatch 1 and leading into Overwatch 2. We got in-depth tips and tricks that you could become cracked at the game and be ready to really just dominate. So go check it out right now down below. But without further ado, let's jump into the video. Now, there's going to be an Overwatch 2 press conference incredibly soon in the September 25th Overwatch Grand Finals. And it's looking like Overwatch League is going to be the new place where a lot of things are going to be revealed for Overwatch 2, kind of combining 1 and 1, because as we know, the Overwatch Pros or the Overwatch League Pros are going to get to play on an early beta or an early access of the game in April. So it's looking like there'll be an actual beta at the end of April or maybe early May, and the game will release probably at the end of May is what it's looking like. And that's pretty exciting because it's really not that far away, if I'm being honest. Now, as far as the big changes that are going to be in Overwatch 2, we do got to quickly summarize them, which is supports get a passive heal, and they are also going to get some abilities reworked, because now that they have a passive heal where if they don't take damage for a certain amount of time, they all get healed, kind of like Mercy. Some abilities are going to get changed because they're not going to be as relevant anymore, and some abilities that are core to a character, they gave the example of on a nade, those things won't get touched. Now, DPS is a role that gets their mobility increased across the board, which is definitely something that has me worried. Even as a DPS main or a former DPS main, I'm probably going to main support come the new Overwatch 2. If I'm being honest, I'm going to play everything though, but I am a little worried about the pace of the game as a whole when DPS get increased in movement, and I don't really know what they're going to do with characters that already have movement increases like Genji. Are they going to get even faster, or are they going to get them slightly faster, or are all characters going to be the same speed? Like, I'm really curious about all that, and especially when they're taking away certain abilities like stun on Brig, the increased DPS movement speed might actually end up being much more powerful than the support passive heal, and I'm a little bit worried about that change. Definitely let me know what you think about the power dichotomy here down below. Last up, we're going to have only one tank, so there's only 5 characters on a team, and every single tank is going to have that Reinhardt special CC reduction, so they're going to just be a lot more capable of, you know, getting in there, harder to stun, and that's going to definitely be interesting. And some tanks get a lot more powerful, like Wrecking Ball in particular, who's a character that doesn't have a natural duo tank partner and really operates better solo in the first place. And if that character gets a CC reduction, oh boy, there's definitely going to need to be some balance changes across the freaking board, which we'll talk about more in a second. Now, as for new news, as of September 25th, they are actually going to be announcing a Sombra and a Bastion rework. And that's actually very freaking interesting, that we're going to be getting characters just completely reworked with a lot of their abilities touched up or changed fundamentally. And honestly, I really love the idea of reworking many characters that either no longer fit in the new way that Overwatch is going to be, or never really did before. So what I mean by no longer fit is now that we have only one tank, I think a character like Sombra with the hack ability might feel really oppressive to be able to bully a tank nonstop. And I'm not really sure that that creates a really good gameplay environment for either the Sombra or the tank. So it really makes sense that that is not a play pattern that is like at the forefront of Overwatch 2. I think that's just incredibly boring from both sides. And then a character like Bastion has constantly gotten flack. Sure, he's a character that I have said multiple times that you can beat if you do certain strategies. He's still really annoying, and he's still a character that if you're playing him, you're doing very little as far as positioning is concerned, and you're basically being that protect the president type character. And playing against him, if you don't have teammates that just play into your strategy, or you have teammates that constantly feed, it can be very frustrating to play a character like Bastion. And I do think that they could be far more creative with the way that they make Bastion's kit to make him much less one-dimensional and just feel better overall. And I also really like the idea of fundamentally reworking a lot of different characters. I do think that we are probably going to be getting anywhere from like 5 to 8 new characters in Overwatch 2, but if we actually rework a whole bunch of different characters, and we already know that all the tanks are getting reworked pretty big, right? A lot of the tanks are getting giant changes, and if they add in some DPS and support big changes, which it looks like they are, some characters are not going to be new, but they're going to feel like they're new, right? If we get like 5 to 8 new characters, and then we get another 5 to 8 characters that are completely reworked, and then all the tanks that are reworked, it's gonna feel amazing. It's gonna feel like there's just a completely new roster of characters. Some characters are gonna feel the same as before, but for the most part, we're gonna get like effectively 20 new characters, and that has me extremely freaking excited. And I really hope that we're gonna be seeing a new hero released at the press conference in the September 25th Grand Finals. Of course, smash that subscribe because we're gonna be covering all that in detail right when it drops, so make sure you don't miss out, and go to the GameLeap website if you want to untap your true potential. But thank you so much for coming by. I really hope you enjoyed the video. I love yo faces, and I'll see you next time.